Welcome in. Happy Monday, everybody. Hopefully, you had a great weekend. We did here. I went 5-0 with my premium bets on Saturday, which you can see in the title of this video. It was a huge weekend for us, and we have huge weeks coming up here. If you're considering signing up, betkarma.com/pricing, you get access to these tools that I use on the videos every single day, which are worth the money themselves. The money line predictor, total predictor, spread predictor. You get this live trends tool, which is very useful for research purposes as well. And you get access to my premium betting cards, which I post every single day. We have still a full summer of MLB to go. But on top of it, we have the Euro soccer tournament starting this weekend, which I will be providing both DFS and betting information for. And we absolutely dominated the Euro soccer tournament. When we had the last one a few years ago and England was in the final and Italy won, all that good stuff. So I'm really excited for the Euros coming up here. On top of baseball, on top of um, we have football on the horizon, but more importantly, this week, US Open golf tournament. I will be boots on the ground at the US Open for the Sunday final round. I'll be posting my US Open betting card for free. That'll go on my Twitter and in the Discord. I'll post it in the Discord, and then maybe like the next day I'll post it on Twitter. So stay tuned for that as well. But we've got a big stretch coming up here, and I would encourage everyone to sign up. Like I said, in terms of a recap for the weekend, it was a great weekend. Had a big day on Friday, had a 5-0 card on Saturday, broke even on Sunday. Hit a plus money winner. Had Yankees money line last night, which helped out a lot. And yeah, it was a great weekend. Hopefully, you guys had a good weekend as well. Celtics are up 2-0 in the NBA Finals. No shocker there. We kind of talked about it on the videos last week. I said that I had some concerns about how the Mavericks would be able to beat the Celtics with a healthy Porzingis. Now, he didn't look fully healthy in that game last night. He hurt his knee. He already came out and said he will be playing in Game 3, but that's something to monitor. I just don't know if the Mavericks are a good matchup per se for the Celtics. Like, I just don't know if they could beat them 4 times in a series. Like, we'll see what they can do at home here. They are favored in Game 3, but I don't know. I don't know if they can get more than 2 games against this version of the Celtics. They should have won that game last night, in my opinion. Celtics shot terrible from 3 and still won by 7 points. The Mavericks missed a lot of free throws. They had a lot of sloppy turnovers. And if they just cleaned that up and made some free throws, I think they win that game and they kind of steal one and it's 1-1 going back to Dallas. Like, that was really a key game, in my opinion. So I just don't know if the Mavericks have enough to climb back into the series fully. As far as the Stanley Cup goes, I thought Edmonton kind of outplayed Florida in that first game. Florida obviously won the game 3-0, but I mean, Edmonton had quite a bit more shots. Florida's very physical, which I did kind of wonder how that would play against Edmonton because Edmonton really hasn't faced a team that can play physical like Florida can. So I'm excited to see how that develops. I think that's going to be a 6-7 game Stanley Cup final. So we'll see. I'll still put my money on McDavid and the Oilers there, but we'll see what happens moving forward in that series. All right, for Monday, this is going to be a one-pick video today just because it's a smaller slate. There's only like 6-7 games today, and there's one play that I do like a lot. And my premium card will be a little bit more. I'll probably have 3 maybe plays on there. But for the video today, one pick. And we are going to scroll down here, 8:10 Eastern. We're going to go with the Milwaukee Brewers money line against the Toronto Blue Jays. So the Brewers are minus 115 on the money line. We have Colin Rea going up against Jose Barrios, 2 pitchers that I have been fading for the vast majority of this season. And anyone that has watched the videos or the streams when I was doing those and they saw this pitching matchup, like, if you really know me, I guarantee most people were like, "Oh, we're going to be taking the over in this game," because it's 2 pitchers that we have been targeting pretty heavily throughout the first 2 months of the season. But I like the Brewers today, and I'm gonna tell you why here. So when we look at Colin Rea, he's been bad. He has been a Houdini act that, we've talked about a few of these guys on this videos and stuff this season. Tyler Anderson is a big one. He did it again over the weekend. I didn't bet against him, but once again, he was escaping bases loaded jams by giving up just one run, getting just insane what that guy has been doing. But Colin Rea is kind of in the same boat. He's got a 3.53 ERA backed by a 5.56 expected ERA. He only strikes out 16% of batters faced. He is allowing a 321 WOBA, but a 367 expected WOBA. So, I mean, he's been lucky pretty much across the board. And the problem for him has actually been against left-handed hitters. He's pretty good against same-handed batters. The big problem for him has been, against lefties. So I really want to target him when you get these lefty-heavy lineups, and that's just not the case for the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays are only going to send out 2 or 3 lefties tonight, and one of them's like Kevin Kiermaier, who just is like not someone I'm really scared of when it comes to hitting. So, I mean, Rea's going to see a righty heavy lineup tonight, and the entire lineup as a whole, they've just kind of underwhelmed at times this season as well. So that's one factor that I think you could give advantage to the Brewers is that the Blue Jays are not going to have the ability to toss out a super left-handed heavy lineup tonight against a pitcher that really struggles against left-handed hitters. As for Jose Barrios, he's kind of in that same boat. He's outperformed his metrics this season. 2.80 ERA backed by a 4.41 expected. So, almost a 2 full run difference there. Only strikes out 19% of batters. 305 WOBA allowed, 332 expected. Another guy that's just been lucky, across the board. Now for Barrios, though, he isn't very dependent on one side. He's just kind of not good. Like it's not one side of the plate versus the other. And the Brewers lineup is just better against righties than the Blue Jays. If we look at the Blue Jays against right-handed pitching, obviously Rea is a right-hander. They're for the current season of 2024, their projected lineup tonight, 311 WOBA against righties. It's just not good across the board. As for the Brewers, they're up at a 351, much more respectable number there. They have, some more power as well up and down the lineup. So I think that just the lineup as a whole grades out better against righties for Milwaukee than it does Toronto. And we have 2 beatable pitchers going tonight. Now, another big factor that I think you could really play into this is how much of a differential we have in terms of the bullpens here. And this is why I don't want to bet the over, because even if the Blue Jays get 3-4 off of Rea and they chase him out of that game, I don't want to target the Brewers bullpen. And I think that could really hamper the late innings in your terms of getting runs. So that's why I'm not looking at the over here. And I do feel confident in the Brewers. So if we look at just bullpen ERA, Toronto, which we've talked about on here a few times, they have the second highest bullpen ERA in the league this year, 4.88. For Milwaukee, they have the 6th lowest bullpen ERA. And more importantly, the back end specifically of this Brewers bullpen is pretty rested, about as rested as you could get right here. So, obviously we know Devin Williams is hurt and he hasn't pitched this year, and he, is their closer. But for right now, they have Trevor McGill closing, and then they go to Brian Hudson and Elvis Peguero like late in these games. Brian Hudson has been very good this year. Both McGill and Hudson did not pitch on Sunday. So, they should be rested up in this matchup here. Same thing can be said for Peguero. He has not pitched in a few days. So we have a distinct edge in terms of the bullpen for Milwaukee, and the back end of it specifically, where you really feel confident. They're really rested and just haven't pitched. So they should be ready to go here. And if Colin Rea gets chased out of this game early, you should feel confident in the Brewers bullpen, especially the back end. So I feel very confident up and down here about the Brewers. I think that the Brewers match up well. They match up better against right-handed pitching. They match up much better in terms of the bullpen. The back end of the bullpen's very rested here, and I like what I'm seeing for Milwaukee tonight. So that's going to be my favorite play on the board. Milwaukee Brewers on the money line tonight. You can get them at -112 on FanDuel, -115 on DraftKings. So, either one is fine there. In terms of other plays, though, like I said, this is a one pick video today. I do have some interest in the spot for the Minnesota Twins tonight, going up against Dakota Hudson. He's been very, very bad against left-handed pitching and or against left-handed hitting rather. So I think that you could look at potentially some props there, whether it be with Max Kepler, whether it be with Trevor Larnach, who's probably going to hit leadoff tonight. I'm interested there for sure. Maybe some hit parlays or some same game parlay stuff for the Twins could get me interested. They're pretty big favorites, -240, biggest favorite on the slate. So I'm just not looking to back that. If you wanted to take a stab on the -1.5, I think you could, but I think it's a good spot maybe for some props for the left-handed hitting Twins. But yeah, overall, that does it for me. Milwaukee Brewers -112 is the best line. That's my favorite play today across the board. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you. I appreciate you. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel so you know when I post these videos every single day. Good luck with your wagers tonight on Monday. I will see everybody on Tuesday for a recap and Tuesday's best bets.